Alright, so back at it again, the commentary-esque video. We are going to be talking about two topics today. First one will be money buys you happiness, and second one will be killing is cool. So, we'll start off with the first one, which money buys you happiness. Now,
Electricity.
I think one of the most offensive mindsets or philosophies in life is that money does not buy you happiness. Money money can buy you anything. Anything you want. And most of people's struggles in life are financial. Now, they may have relationship problems, but those also might stem from finances. A man without money is normally a man who's stressed and dealing with things. A lot of people's problems stem from a lack of finances. So, with that being said, excuse me by the way, with that being said, when people come up with this ludicrous idea that money doesn't buy you happiness, it's not even about happiness. It's about freedom. It's about opportunity. It's about freedom, opportunity, and it's about quality of life. Having a higher quality of life would certainly make me happy. Having more freedom would make me happy. Financial freedom would make me very happy. Fucking those things, being able to put my children through school. Let's say you want to have kids, but you don't have money. Well, wouldn't having money provide that for you? People who are not happy because they have money are people who are impossible to please and need to be killed. And I genuinely mean that. If you have money and you're still not happy with your life, you should be fucking killed. I really truly mean that. I don't care if that's a crazy take, because we have no time. There is no place for you in society. I don't care if you made your money and if you were an expert in making money. If you're still not happy at the end of the day, you should be killed, and that money should be dispersed to the public, to those who actually need it. Those who need it and, won't fuck things up. When I had money, I was happier. When I don't have money, I'm miserable. So, there is definitely a correlation and a causation there. Now, I'm not saying I didn't have any troubles when I had money, because, a lot of the troubles that I had did stem from, you guessed it, not having enough money. And I'm not saying that. Listen, if I have financial freedom, meaning I don't have to worry about money, I don't have to worry about it. What can I do? Well, I have a partner, and I can spend more time with my partner, which means, and maybe I can make it to where my partner doesn't need to work, so we can spend more time with each other, which means that we can create a healthy relationship. Let's say you have kids as well. You can spend more time with your kids. You can put them in a nice private school, give them a great education, set them up for life. Have money to where they can go to a college, create a college fund, create family trips, opportunities, safe house, so you don't have to worry about getting hurt. You can buy yourself protection. You have the proper food, so your longevity increases. Health insurance, money in case something happens. These are all things that take away stress. A higher quality of life is one where you don't have stresses, and there are not negatives, and there's less negatives in your life. That is quality of life. So if you want to tell me that even with all those things, even with you being rich, and you can't manage to be fucking happy, then I don't think you should be around at all. I really don't think that you should be around whatsoever. Like, what do you have to be depressed about? Seriously, what do you have to be depressed about? I implore you to tell me. I implore you, because money can solve pretty much any issue that there is. And I genuinely mean that. Money can solve almost any issue that there is. So, Take your shitty ass philosophy, where money doesn't buy happiness. Shove it up your ass. Send me your address, and I'll come over and I'll take care of you. Take care of you, and I'll take the money off your hands that apparently makes you miserable. Because that's the way that they make it sound, is that money is the root of their problems, and I think that's one of the most offensive things ever. You could say that, but you wouldn't give up living in your nice home. You wouldn't give up your luxuries. You wouldn't give up your flat screen TV, your expensive furniture, your luxury car. You wouldn't stop eating out every single day, right? Like, you wouldn't give up any of your subscription services for streaming, right? No, it's this pathetic fucking ideology for the rich to get even more sympathy and attention. Money doesn't buy you happiness. I have no sympathy for you. I don't. In fact, it's the very opposite. If you, like I said, if you truly feel that way, if you have money and you're still not happy, kill yourself. So, that's the first one. Second thing I'm moving on to is killing is cool. Now, what do I mean by that? Killing has a negative connotation, but I think that we let people live who should not live, and we need to start taking people out who deserve to be removed more and more. And the bar should be lowered. So, what should be some of the reasons why we would kill somebody? Okay. Here's one reason. A person kills a child. Automatically should be executed swiftly as well. A person rapes a child, should be the same. A person rapes rapes another adult. Now, I don't think, depending on the severity of it, yes, they should be executed. But, if it's not that severe, castrated. Plain and simple. Castration. I think that's very adequate. Castration and maybe remove a hand. If somebody abuses children, I think that they should probably be castrated as well, and maybe delimb some part of them. And I feel like if you do this to the majority of people, then, it wouldn't be bad. I think delimbing people is a great way to discourage people from committing atrocities. You know what I mean? I think, any assaults on the elderly as well, when they're not warranted, should result in you being either castrated or delimbed. Because at the end of the day, what man wants to have his balls taken away? None. And he wants to lose a hand, or he wants to lose an arm. Also, none. So do that. Do something like that. And you people might say it's inhumane. They committed inhumane acts. Okay? So, this is the problem. And it's kind of like The Walking Dead when they arrive into the development. Is people act on a reactionary type of justice system, when we need to be doing is preemptively taking action. So, what do I mean by that? Well, first and foremost, if you have the urges, pedophiles also should probably just be outright killed. If you have the urges to do something to a child, but your government will kill you, no questions asked, if you do that, do you think that that's going to discourage people from doing it? I think so. I think it would absolutely do that. If you are thinking about raping a woman, and you will get castrated for it, and maybe get a hand removed for it, are you going to consider doing that again? No. Same thing. You were probably going to opt out of doing that. If you were thinking about killing somebody because they disrespected you or something like that, but you will certainly be killed if they find out who it is. Are you going to do it? And I would have to say, probably not. Now, I'm not saying that all murder isn't justified, because there's certainly murder that's justified. If you threaten somebody's family in an abhorrent way, I feel like they should have the right to take actions into their own hand and kill you. Plain and simple. Now, let's say you are the family member of that person who got killed because they threatened the other person's family. You will not be allowed to kill them. And if you do, you will be killed. Plain and simple. The problem is our society is so soft, and we let repeat offenders continue to enter society. That's not what you should do at all whatsoever. You need to take out the people who are causing the most problems to the world. So let's say you have a repeat offender. Let's say they get a DUI. Okay. You get a DUI, the normal process happens. Let's say you get a second DUI. You are no longer allowed to own a license. You can never get your license again. Unless it's a huge amount of time has passed, you can prove that you've been sober, then maybe you can get a license. But if you repeat it again, then something serious should happen to you. It's a 3-strike system, really. If you commit a crime and there's consequences for that crime, and there's stern consequences that people would not want to, deal with, then you should receive consequences for something like a DUI. Easily. Prison time, community service, a license revoked. License revoked for like a year, for example. But then let's say you do it again, license revoked permanently, even more jail time, even more community time, no probation. And then if you do it again, maybe you should just be killed. You have the option of maybe here's what we need to do. We need to get rid of life sentences, and we just need to reinstate the death penalty. Because it's not worth it to put people in prison for a life sentence without the possibility of parole. It's not even worth it to do it with the possibility of parole. If somebody should receive a life sentence with the possibility of parole, I think that's just a cop-out. No parole. In fact, I think getting rid of parole in general would be a good idea. Fucking implement harsher sentencing, because it's not harsh enough. If you're a junkie, and you should be put in a mental institute for a long time. And people might say, this sounds insane, this is unempathetic. Yeah, it is unempathetic, because these are people who are undeserving of empathy. And if you think that if you think that a rapist, pedophile, murderer deserves empathy, you're retarded, and something should be done about you as well. And I genuinely mean that. I think that people who advocate for shit like that, I think that there needs to be something done about them, because that's unacceptable to have such beliefs. I genuinely think that it's unacceptable to think that these people should have rights. So yeah, you have that. And I genuinely think that if if people started doing this, if the government started locking down on people, and we brought back the death penalty, I really think that we would see a societal reform in a way that we haven't seen before. People would not want to commit as many crimes. People would stop doing them. Gang members need to be delimbed. One part of their body be limbed. You can give them an option: do you want a foot or do you want a hand delimbed? If they're seen in it again, remove their other limb. And if they're seen in it again and they're they've been delimbed twice, then what happens is they are killed. Because there's no reason to keep people like that alive. There's none. And you can't expect me to believe that there's any reason to keep somebody like that in the world. What do they contribute? Do they contribute anything positive? And if the answer is no, don't keep them around.
I'm warning you.
What are you warning me about? Wow. Thanks for warning me. I could have really gotten hurt there. Anyways. That's what we should do. So, I think killing is demonized. I think people think that murder is wrong under every circumstance. That is absolute fucking retarded. I think that is one of the dumbest mindsets to have ever. And yeah, I think that crooked politicians should also be killed immediately, and not just killed, but desecrated. If you're a crooked politician and you've corrupted the government in any ways, you need to be desecrated. You need to be tortured to death. And I think that, torturing somebody would also be a good idea. And I know that definitely is going to sound crazy, but I think that would be great for those politicians to be tortured. Because it would strike fear in these politicians' hearts, and I think that they should be done by the public. Lynching. Bring back public lynching to where politicians that really deserve it. We need to implement frontier justice more as well. Kill people who deserve to be killed. If there is a fucking person who's causing havoc in your neighborhood, you should be allowed to assault them and permanently kick them out. And yeah, I genuinely think that we would live in a happier society because there would be standards for people to uphold. I do. I genuinely think this. This isn't me being like ridiculous or just saying some crazy shit. Because what the fuck do I benefit from doing it? Nothing. Because I think the problem is people are too soft as well nowadays. They don't want to take matters into their own hands. They don't want to get violent. They think everybody should be treated with love and happiness. Yet, the people who don't do that get no consequences. You want people to be safe. You want things to be done to those who commit atrocities. Yet, you don't think that anything should happen to them. You want to be a feminist, yet you don't want to do anything about people who rape women. It's pointless. What is your purpose of being a feminist if not to uphold your values and standards, right? If you have principles of feminism, then you need to uphold them. Plain and simple. So yeah, I mean, that is that. Anyways, yeah, that's the video. I don't have anything else to add to it. Yep.